It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Welcome back to my channel. So today it's gonna be episode 21 of my Readmas challenge. So I have 3 left. And the book that I'm gonna be talking about today is Same Time Next Year. It's by, let me check. It's a novella by Tessa. And actually I was pleasantly surprised because the plot in itself wasn't so promising when I read it on Amazon, but I really love the story. So I'm gonna try to explain it to you the best as I can. So you have Britta and Sumner. Sumner is the guy and Britta is the female in this story. And so Britta is working in a bar called, I think, Snugglers or something like that. And she has been for the longest time. She even dreams of being an owner of the bar. And she is also close to the hockey team, the local hockey team, because her half-brother Bryce is in the team, right? So the team is called the Bandits, I believe. And in that team, there's a player called Sumner, and he's coming from Canada. On the night of the New Year's Eve, her brother is explaining to her that Sumner's visa is expiring and that for him to be able to stay in the United States and be drafted into the NHL, he would need an extension of his green card, and for that, he would need to be married. So at first, she doesn't understand what he's alluding to, but he was asking for her to marry Sumner because it's explained that Sumner has the biggest crush on her and for the longest time, and he even put her off limit in the sense of the whole hockey team so that they don't, try to hit on her. And he's often by the bar trying to help her and all of that. So they have a good connection, and she also feels very comfortable around him. She enjoys his presence. It's just that she's anti-relationship because her mom was brokenhearted by her dad. Her dad actually left the household. He was a truck driver, and one day, out of the blue, he was like, listen, I have a whole new family that I want to take care of. I don't want to be with you guys anymore. And he left. And that was years ago, and that's how Britta met her half-brother Bryce, who is still, communicating with their dad because he picked their family. And so he has a good relationship with his dad, but she doesn't. And so they developed a sibling bond. And so Bryce is like, you're the perfect person for that because he would pay you. And for her to have money, it would help her buy her way into the bar and become an owner. So she started thinking about it because she has to take the decision on the spot. So on New Year's Eve, they decide to get married because one of the guy on the hockey team, I forgot his name, I think it's Riggs or something, is an officiant, so he could get them married. So they get married and they have to spend at least a year together before they can divorce or anything like that, and until he gets drafted to the NHL. And then I will describe that it was a slow burn for them because he is aware of his feeling for her, but they establish a few rules. They are not allowed to date anybody else. They're not allowed to see anybody else. But at the same time, they're not going to cross the line. They're not going to kiss or anything or develop anything. They only meet in public. And the first time they kiss is actually at the meeting that they have for the interview for the green card because she is attracted to him. She realizes that she's attracted to him. She cannot deny it anymore. And she just lets go. And then he's leaving for the summer. He's like, okay, I'm going to leave for 2 months and then I will be back. And she feels horrible and she's super sad. And he's like, why are you sad? And she's like, because I'm going to miss you. And she's realizing that she has more feelings for him than she should. And so he leaves for 2 months. He proposed to her to not go, stay with her, or even for her to join him, but she refuses because she is the one that wants to keep it purely platonic between them. When he comes back, she's supposed to go to a concert with 2 friends, but they cancel. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go with you. And he's injured, and she realized that she was worried about him, about his injury, about him, what was going on in his life. And all throughout this process, they learn to know each other because for the green card interview, you have to know about your spouse because they're gonna ask you questions and see if you're the real deal or if it's a fake relationship for visa, So they go to the concert and they end up going back to her place and having sex. And he knows that she wants to keep it casual, but he wants her to fall in love with him. And him, at the same time, is really hopeful that she will. So they develop this weird relationship, and then out of the blue, he received the news that he may be able to go play for the NHL, but in another city, and I'm going to leave it at that. Because she's going to have to make the choice of staying married, following him, or stopping everything. There are some cute moments between them. For example, sometimes she prepared his favorite soup. She knows a lot about him. She opens up to him. She says to him why she's scared of commitment, of being in a relationship. She's so anti-love, you know, because of her parents and what she witnessed as a child. So I love how their relationship gradually built, because it's all throughout a year, right? So it took from January to like June to have the first kiss, and then for them to have sex like September. So it was an insta love, which I loved, and which happens in a lot of those novellas because it's so short, so you have to make the things happen quick. But it wasn't the case, and I really enjoyed it. And the spice was really well described. It wasn't too much. It happened like a few times in the book. It wasn't the main point of the story, in contrary to the one that I read yesterday. So it was a good change. So overall, I really enjoyed this story. It was a solid 5-star for me. I love this novella, and I don't know if there's more to this story, but I want to know about their universe and what's gonna happen to them. So yeah, I'm gonna keep checking Tessa Bailey. Like I said, I love this challenge because I'm discovering new authors, and yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow in my episode 22 of the Christmas Readmas challenge, and I hope you guys have a great day, night, or whenever you guys are watching.
Season of peace is finally here.